Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soulful Conversation. I am Frank, and
I am Sheila Battle.
we want to welcome everybody to the first of many. This is our podcast and YouTube video session. So,
Yes.
if you are listening to us on the podcast, we invite you over to YouTube to see what we look like. So you can see this beautiful lady beside me. Now you get to see it. Don't be jealous. She's mine.
Nobody is jealous at all.
It's really.
It's okay. Nobody is jealous.
Wow. So, what's been going on? I can't wait for this part.
So, happy holidays to everybody. Tis the season. It is the holiday season. And regardless of your faith confession, we bring you grace and peace from the Battle Station and from Soulful Conversations with Frank and Sheila. So it's been quite a month.
Yeah.
It's been quite a month. December is special for us because 18 years ago, we had our first miracle baby. And then this year in December, we birthed our first book.
Yes.
It's called 15 Minutes of Grace.
Yes.
And you can go to SheilaBattle.com and order your copy. We only have a few left. So hopefully when you see this, there will still be some available.
And if you want to see how this all came about, we do have a video on the YouTube channel. You can check that out and see when it all arrived and how it all played, how surprised we were, Miss Sheila was. It was a very emotional day. It really was. I mean, because
it was an emotional day until we got the notification that the kids didn't have school.
Yeah.
Like we were literally trying to have a moment.
Yeah.
And then all of the phones started ringing, telling us that school was closed.
For me, having a ringside seat by all of this, 3 years?
It's been 3 years.
Writing books, edits, and it was. I was extremely proud, and to see the book in my hand, to feel it, and to smell the new book paper, smell of the paper and all that, it was really special. I mean, just bringing them boxes in the house, I was like, wow. It is here. It is here. Sheila has a saying. She always say, "This is happening. This is happening.
This is happening." My head is gonna pop.
It happened, people. It happened.
It happened. And so, for all of you out there who have a dream, who aspire to do something, just keep going.
Yeah, because you were a big inspiration to me. Because that was like,
really?
that was. Yeah, you were. Really, you were. It's a big inspiration to see all of the. Really, you just took my moment and made it clownery. But it's all good though.
It wasn't clownery.
It wasn't clownery, but it was very inspirational to see the hard work and the labor of love and just I know frustration and many late nights that you put into it when I had to lay in the bed by myself, fall asleep.
Okay.
But it was worth it to have the book finished and done. So I'm proud of you, babe. It was an awesome thing. So
thanks.
I don't want to mess your lipstick up since we on YouTube, but I don't care about them people. Mm-hmm.
We can carry on later.
Yes.
Without a camera.
Without a camera. Because they got another name for that. We don't do that. Anywho. What else is going on? We also got a video where we had a chance to do some wonderful stuff with JP Jumpers.
Yes.
And that
Pam
was
Mines.
Pam Mines, our friend.
Pam and
sister.
Perry Mines, yes.
That was great just to go deliver some gifts there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a birthday party for the 18-year-old. So all of that stuff was happening. And plus,
we're not going to talk about that either.
Yeah, plus some other things. We're kind of... The 18-year-old thing is really, as a parent, that's really monumental for us. So
pray for us.
We're just going to have a pause. And there it is.
Because we can't do it much longer.
So, again, we do appreciate everybody for your patience. as we were. The holidays had us busy. Sheila's working on the book. There was a lot of things going on. I mean, we had parental duty.
Auntie and uncle
auntie
duty.
and uncle duty. Like, believe it or not, right now there are 7 kids upstairs, and we've told
we
them
just stopped counting.
Told them to be quiet, but we'll see. So if you hear a boom, 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 boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom,
somebody fell down the stairs. Probably will be Journey, but
stop. We're not gonna say their names. If you hear a rumble, dump, tumble, it's the children. That's all we have.
I'm falling and I can't get up. But it's all good.
Okay, so one of the things that we wanted to say about going, doing these videos and having the podcast is, it is our mission for 2019 to offer an alternative to love and coupleness.
Yeah.
So couplehood. So whether you are dating, engaged, married, been married forever, and even if you're single and you are like, you know what, I'm at that stage where I want to mate.
Yeah.
I'm ready to have a mate. These podcasts, these episodes are still for you.
Yeah.
We are about promoting love in 2019. And we are about promoting connection.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that came up in our conversations, in our prayer time, in our conversations with some of you was, we can get ratchet any day of the week. Like, we can get ratchet TV, we can get ratchet podcasts, we can do all of that any day of the week. We appreciate you guys because you offer us an alternative.
Yeah.
We've had folks, single folks, married folks come to us and say, you know, you guys just offer some hope, some inspiration. And while we appreciate, you know, all of that, we also understand that it takes engagement from you all to make this work.
Right.
Because otherwise, we're just talking to nobody.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all the likes, all the shares, all the subscribes. We appreciate it when we're out in public or we get an instant message or an email or a text message that says, hey, I just listened to your podcast. I just checked you guys out on YouTube. You guys are really inspirational and you're authentic. Like what you see us do here is how we act when the camera isn't on. Yeah. So you're always going to get the best of us and you're always going to get the most authentic version of us.
Right.
Every time.
And we really appreciate all of the emails, texts, messages. I mean, it's really an encouragement.
Oops.
And so for those of you listening on the podcast, that was glasses on the table.
Because I'm fighting a little cold.
She is fighting.
And so I have to have something. I have to have something to drink to wet the palate as we go. Because we got something pretty cool to talk to you guys about. Yeah,
but again, we do appreciate all of your messages, texts, and all that. And also, I just want to make one point. We do have fellas that listen and do because I've gotten messages from them. So I really appreciate it. To my boy down in Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say your name because you that kind of dude. He like to lay low key. Really appreciate that because thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah,
single brother
got
a good job.
He
just got a big award for Black journalism.
You're not supposed to say all of that.
They don't know who it is unless they Google him. But anyway, I just appreciate
congratulations
on your award, and just appreciate all the messages that you all send because it does encourage us because we do want to provide something that's informational and that will be a help to people.
And we want to provide good content that has good substance. Like we're not good at the fluff thing.
No.
So we're going to get on. We're going to drop some content on you, give you something to think about, have a soulful conversation that you get to eavesdrop on, and then we're going to get off. We're not going to take up a lot of your time.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yes. Nope. So, it's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year.
Makes you think about resolutions and things like that.
Resolutions.
Everybody
got to have a resolution.
Okay, so we're not big on resolutions. Because we feel like resolutions are made to be broken.
Yeah.
Like you start out really good at the beginning of the year and you're all like gassed up. Like, yes, I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to eat 2,000 calories every day. I'm going to run 5 miles 3 times a week. I'm going to read a full chapter of a book every day. And we start out with this long list of all of these things that we're going to do. And even with the best of intentions, it just doesn't always work out like that.
Right. And then you get frustrated and you give up. And, we're thankful to be able to come up with an alternative
Yes.
for that. And we do have our pastor to thank for that.
Yes.
Who shared something with us on one Sunday morning. And that principle was just finding one word.
One word.
Just one word.
Just one word. And so we know that there are variations of this in both secular and sacred environments where you make a list of, say, 10 words. And you pray, you're contemplative about it, you meditate about these words, and then you get it down to like 5.
Right.
And then you get it down to 3, and then you get it down to 1. So whatever formula works for you, what we want to encourage you to do is to have a word that will sustain you throughout 2019.
Right.
Rather than have a resolution that has the potential to be broken, have a word, sit with yourself, soulful silence, 15 minutes of grace. plug. Exercise your 15 minutes of grace every day and see what word settles in your heart, settles in your spirit, settles in your mind, right? And we don't want you to just abstract pick a word. Like, it needs to be a word that resonates with you.
Yeah.
It might be a word that keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Or, you're in a conversation with one person in one sphere of your life and this word comes up. And then you turn on the TV and poof, there's that word again. And then you're scrolling through social media and poof, there's that word again. We don't believe in hocus pocus. We don't do the hocus pocus thing.
No.
But we do believe that not in coincidence either. We don't believe in coincidence. But we do believe in resonance. And we believe that there can be a series of sames, a series of similar things that happens to you that is intended for you to pause and reflect and think about a little deeper.
Right. Yeah. And one of the things that help you, and we kind of came up with some things as you look at this one word thing. Like, for example, before I get to that, last year my word was create. Now, I had a couple of words, but that one seemed to resonate more. Mm-hmm. And that word create kind of went with me throughout the year, and it kind of spurred the whole podcast thing, as well as some other things, we have been afforded opportunities to be creative with. So it was interesting because that one word create really kind of took me out of a comfort zone on some things. Yeah.
Stretched him a little bit.
Stretched me a whole lot. But it was good because I learned a lot of things about myself, as well as meeting other people and just having some great opportunities, just kind of working with that word. And like I said, from January up until now,
still coming up,
the opportunities to be creative in some form or fashion. So that's it. It works for me. It can work for you.
So my word for 2018 was finish.
And she finished.
And I finished. But I didn't just finish the book. There were some personal things that I wanted to do some inner work on. And I don't believe that it's about the destination. It's about the journey. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always on a journey of grace. I'm always on a healing journey. I'm always on a journey to learn and grow. But there were some things that I felt like were finished. Like, I'm good with that now. Yeah. Like, that's not going to be a debilitating thing anymore. Right. And I did the work with that. But my word for 2018 was finish. So what we wanted to do was bring this concept of one word. We've talked about it before, but we wanted to bring it back to this audience, this broader audience, from a personal perspective and as a couple.
Yeah.
When you're starting out as a business, in your marriage, in your career, there's all types of advice. There's so much information out there. It's kind of hard to digest what's really for you.
Yeah.
And so that's why we wanted to come and make the last podcast, the last episode of the year, about this one word concept, to give you something to think about over the next couple of days and as you enter into 2019. Please don't feel pressured You don't have to come up with your one word by January the 1st.
That's right.
We just want to put this seed out there and give you something to think about over the next 30 days or so, so that you can start thinking about, well, what does resonate with me?
Yeah.
So we're going to be very honest always on this episode, and we're going to be transparent. I have not solidified my one word for 2019. I have not.
I haven't.
And you haven't either. No. Okay. And then my husband approached me about we should have a word for us as a couple, for our marriage, and maybe even for our business and the way that we want to journey through 2019. And so there's all types of people who want to, be our business coach, want to mentor us, but there still has to be a time where you and I have that solid conversation about what is our vision for us going forward. So I'm going to give my 3 words that I've boiled down to for 2019. And then my husband is going to share with you 3 words for us as a couple. And we do want you.
3 words. Oh, sorry. Had a Stevie moment there.
We do not own the rights to that song. Yeah. Thank you, Stevie. So my 3 words, and these are absolutely personal for me. And the people who know me are going to go, absolutely. Excuse me. So my 3 words are play, because several times in 2018, I was told that I don't know how to play. And that even though I live in this fabulous house with all of these kids and I enjoy them, that I don't know how to play. So I'm sitting with that because I'm the serious one, as you can tell, and he plays with the children. I mean, I play with them too, but not like he plays with them.
I play with you.
Yes.
And then you say, you get on my nerves.
We're not going to go there, but he does. He is a playful spirit, but he knows when to be serious and when to handle business, which is why I love him. But I am the person who is quick to be serious before I'm quick to joke or to laugh or to see what's funny in a situation. Right. And so we balance each other out. I am the extreme of seriousness, and he is the extreme of looking for the good, looking for the light in a situation, which isn't always me. So play is one of the words that I am sitting with, and I am certain that the fabulous women who sit at the table of my life are going, yes.
She's going to play.
She's going to play. But that's not it. I got 3 words. I'm dwindling it down. My second word is thrive. I am a nurturer. And so I am big on helping other people thrive as a coach, as a mom, as a wife, as an auntie. I'm big on seeing the people who are in our lives do well and have an amazing experience. And I don't necessarily take that for myself. Like, I'm good at pushing somebody else for that. And while fabulous things are happening in my life and things are budding and flourishing all over the place in my life, it's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's the result of. So I worked on the book for 3 years. The book was finally finished, and we sold 250 books in 30 days. That's great, and that's awesome. That's amazing. But thriving for me has a lot more to do with my own inner person, my inner critic, my inner will, my inner guidance, my inner wisdom, and how that flourishes and bubbles up in my life. And so taking the time to sit with all of that and to really, focus on that word came up for me for 2019. And my last word is jump. So the reason this word was big is because I am an overthinker. And we have discussed my addiction to overthinking on previous episodes. Feel free to go back and listen to those. But I am a chronic overthinker. So much so that it is paralyzing. I overthink so much till nothing happens at all. Like until I know that I know that I know. I'm totally cool with doing nothing until I know. And so this idea of just jump, just trust that the wind will catch you,
Yeah.
and that the earth will rise to meet you, kind of thing, is the inspiration behind the word jump. And so I'm praying through, talking through, analyzing, and I'm overthinking about these 3 words. And what I probably should do is just put all 3 words in a hat and pull one out. That's probably what I should do.
But then you'll come up with another word.
And yeah, because then I'll come up with an excuse not to use that word.
Go,
so that's what I do, babe.
It doesn't resonate.
So he knows me. So those are my 3 words personally. So the reason that we offer you that example is that some of the words are uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. It's not meant for you to pick 3 easy words, or to get it down to 3 easy words and pick one word from there. Yeah. It's supposed to be a word that challenges you. It's supposed to be a word that reminds you of a covenant commitment that you made to yourself to develop in an area where maybe you are not flourishing. And so play is an area where I do not flourish. So if play ends up being my word, then this is what that looks like in 2019. We just bought Let's Dance. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, we just bought Let's Dance for Xbox. And we bought the Zumba one. That means when my kids say, Mommy, let's play, that I have to not come up with what I think is more important in the moment. That I have to surrender to their request and I have to play. That there has to be some time during the week where I'm not worrying, thinking, planning something. That I can just play. That I can go to the park with my kids. That I can go outside with my kids and jump double dutch because they don't know how to double dutch. And all of y'all people from Philly and up north, it is shameful for me to be a northerner and have 2 teenage daughters and they can't double dutch. But we're going to work on that.
I can double dutch.
So maybe that's my play.
And I'm a country boy.
Thrive, we talked about that to make sure that I'm doing things that feed my soul.
Yeah.
Like a massage.
Mm-hmm. Up the street.
See, he didn't offer, but anyway. Thrive.
Yeah.
And then jump. That there has to be some times when my husband wants me to do something silly and goofy, and I just jump and do it, and I don't overthink it.
In all fairness, you do. You're not serious all the time. You're not serious all the time.
The children would do.
The children may think that, but she's not serious all the time. There are times when she is very playful. So, as far as I have not come up with my personal words. I mean, one kind of went out. Fun. Just kind of out there. It's funny, fun and playful. That's going to be...
If he ends up with fun and I end up with play, 2019 is going to be hilarious.
It's going to be hilarious. So I will see what the other words will come as we go forward. But I did think about words as relates to us as a couple.
Yes.
And one of those words was partner. Because we do a lot of things as it relates to like this, a podcast, a video, our business aspects, and just in terms of a lot of the things that are going on. I don't want, Sheila to feel like she's out there, winging it by herself. So the partner aspect as it relates to us is kind of why I'm thinking that I'm just there. And I hope I've been there in the past. I believe I have.
Yes.
And just being more of that. And so I just share that word. You can borrow it if you like. It's not my word, but just sharing that word with you. Another one was self-awareness, and that is kind of, that one's a little hard for me to explain. I know that's the word, because how it works out is what comes to mind when you're thinking about words. You just kind of write down what comes to mind. And this is just 3 that have come to mind. I think part of the self-awareness piece of it is me kind of just being mindful of how I am responding to stuff. The temperature, the atmosphere, the environment, of my family. I got to kind of be being aware of them. So I have to have some self-awareness so that I can be aware of, kind of where my family is with that, if that makes sense. And so
So when you said self-aware to me earlier, when we were talking about this, what I thought about was us being more self-aware of who we are in the relationship.
That's
like,
good. Yeah.
I am very much aware that I am not the finance person in our marriage.
Really? I know that.
Like, I'm not, because I'll give it all away.
Yeah.
And Frank would too, but he wants to make sure everything's taken care of. And I just don't have that in my head. I'm thinking we're going to have 7 to 9 kids at our house for Christmas break. I should go and spend hundreds of dollars for food and snacks because they're going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about the light bill. And I'm just being honest. So being more self-aware about, okay, that's who I am, but that's not all that I should be conscious and aware about. Like, I have to be more conscious and more aware about the other aspects that make up our household. Zion is the social butterfly. Being aware that that's just who she is and not being frustrated about it. Trinity is the consummate introvert. Just accepting that that's, so the self-awareness, if we exercise it, I think our kids will exercise it. And they will feel more comfortable about discovering who they are and coming into greater awareness about who they are, not just in our family and the way our family is made up, but who they are as individuals when they're not with us.
Right.
And so when you said self-awareness,
that's a good point.
More along those lines came to me.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah,
that was a good word.
That was a good one. And the last one was serving. As far as a couple, serving one another, serving the family, and just serving our community, just serving people. We get calls, texts, emails from people who just want to talk. They want to untangle some things that are going on in their marriage, and so that's serving for us and availing ourselves to to have those soulful conversations with them about just things that are going on.
And finding balance.
Yeah.
So serving doesn't mean that we just give our all the time.
There,
because then there's nothing left for each other or for our kids. And so I think I think we serve, we do that, but I think I tilt us out of balance with it. And so
she volunteers.
Excuse me, I do.
For everything.
I do.
And even in some of that, the serving it's some, and I have to say
it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. I have to say yes. Sometimes because the the introvert who is
the 2 introverts and the 2 extroverts.
So that is socially drained has to kind of come out of the room and go out and be sociable.
Yes.
And so that's serving.
Yes.
Yes, God.
Yes.
That's serving.
So those are some examples that we just wanted to share with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to come into your own flow of how you get down to 3 words. It really is just based on the rhythm of your own life and the season of life that you're in and what makes the most sense. But it is meant to, from a couple perspective, it is meant to be a conversation starter. Mm-hmm. It is meant to help you engage in a soulful conversation with your spouse about, what is the plan? I mean, I'm big on, here's the plan. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. And so much so that even our nieces and nephews, when they come over, they say, Auntie, what's the plan?
Yeah.
Because they want to know, okay, well, what are we doing? What's going on and all of that. But we are big on encouraging couples to talk, encouraging couples to engage in those soulful conversations, even when they're challenging, even when they're a little bit difficult, because it's better for you to go into the year as a couple saying, okay, here are some areas where we agree. we want to save $5,000 this year. We want to take the family on a vacation. We want to get 3 weekends away where it's just us. And I mean, literally, you and your spouse should do that. You and your spouse should really sit down and say, these are the things that we want to do. Because if you don't, and we have fallen victim to this.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's October.
Yeah. Or
and the year has gone.
Yeah.
And you're going, but wasn't we supposed to do X, and weren't we supposed to do Z? Mm-hmm. And so if you have a plan, if you have a map, you kind of know where you're going.
Yeah.
If not, you're just winging it.
Right.
You're just winging it. And before you know it, it's December again.
Yeah.
And the whole year has gone by, and you have not done any of those things that you planned or even thought of doing together. So it's good to just sit down and do that. And coming up with a word is a good way to start that conversation about, like, what are our goals for 2019 and what do we want to do as a couple.
Right. Because what you'll find is that word is like a guiding word through the year. It's kind of guiding you. You're kind of keeping in mind, that thing that is being used. Yes, I see that. Yes, we are. We're having some technical issues here. Like, for those of you watching on YouTube,
I was like, there's a microphone.
The microphone is sliding down, so that's what you see here. So we apologize for that.
Okay.
But for those of you listening, hope we sound great.
Well, we sound great.
Yeah, so that's what's happening there. So we were trying to avoid it, but
that's so funny.
It was bothering. It just started falling.
It just started falling. Should we lift it up a little bit?
We should probably lift it. Well, now it's there, probably disappear. So I'll lift it up. You just talk. I'll lift it up.
Okay. So again, we want to encourage you to engage in an exercise around one word. One word as a couple. One word as individuals. One word as a family. One word as a business. What is your one word? And you could have one word for different areas of your life. We want to just encourage you to engage in that exercise. Again, there are a ton of different methods out there for how you arrive at your one word. Please don't use the games on social media. Those little games where you hit the button and it says, what's your word for 20? And it tells you, okay.
Because we did that. And we both came up with success.
And we both came up with success. Our word for 2019 was success. And so, of course, that seems really awesome and great and whatever. But I think the thing for me was I actually enjoy having conversations with you. And so to sit down and say, what do you want for 2019, and talk about what I want, and talk about our girls and the battle station, and how do we want to position ourselves in the community to be of service, and how do we want to position ourselves to be an effective resource for couples in whatever stage of coupleness they're in. And just to have those conversations is just so rich, and it doesn't matter that we think the other should know. It's still a good conversation to have. So for those of you who have been married a long time, I don't know. I don't feel like we've been married a long time, but 21 years is a long time. Yeah. That's a long time, right?
Long time.
But we know people who've been married. Our godparents have been married, 40 years? Mm-hmm. Almost 40 years. And so when we're looking at them, we're like, man, we still puppies. We still babies in this thing. But it is important, no matter if you've been married 2 days, 2 years, or 20 years, that you are engaging in some kind of yearly practice, and ongoing, not just once a year, but at least once a year with your spouse, to talk about what are our goals, what are our dreams, what are our visions, what one word do we want to use as a point of reference to fall back on in 2019.
Yeah, and it's good conversation, like Sheila was saying, because
it's awesome conversation.
Even with last year, when the whole create thing, and I was kind of back and forth. I can't remember what the other word was, but I just remember you kind of saying, that sounds like you.
It sounded like you, but I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was afraid because my husband is very creative, and it's one thing to be a creative spirit and then get a word that speaks to that. I was like, he's gonna go down in the studio, he's gonna live down there, and he's never gonna come out. And fabulous things are going to come out of him being there, but he's going to go downstairs in the studio. He's going to live down there. He's never going to come out. And that was my...
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. No. That didn't happen. But that was my fear. I will be honest and say that was my fear. Like, I knew we were supposed to be doing all of this, and I knew that you had the creative genius to be able to pull all of that off, but I didn't know what kind of time it was going to take to do it. And so that's why we're having fun, y'all. Even when the mic is falling and all that stuff. Like, we're just having a good time.
You know, because the thing about the whole perfection thing, perfection will... I wasn't saying that for you.
Perfection is the killer of progress. That's what I learned. Perfection is the killer of progress. Because as long as you're looking for perfection, it does not necessarily mean that you will progress. Because perfection means that you are still looping over the same thing over and over and over again. And it's not necessarily taking you an inch forward.
Yeah. Amen. That's all I can say to that.
Because he lives with me and he knows I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about that.
But then I just apply grace.
Hallelujah for grace.
You just did that.
Hallelujah for grace. We love grace.
You know, they can see you now too. So, and I've learned that's like we're just saying with the microphone thing. You know, there were some people who would probably stop taping and just make an issue out of it.
We're not gonna cut that out.
We're not doing that. I mean, like I said, this is us. No plug. The battles, Frank and Sheila. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. So,
and we hope that even that and the way, because we didn't handle that this way just because we're on camera. Mm-mm. Like, we handled it that way because that's how we are.
Yeah.
Nothing is that serious.
Because she went like this, like, what is that?
Yeah, because I saw it. I saw something and I was like, something is coming to get us. Yeah. And I was like, something's happening.
And it's falling again.
It's falling again.
We're going to fix that next time. We thank y'all for watching, though. We're not done yet. We're almost finished because we don't want to hold you much longer. But we do thank you all for listening, for watching us on Soulful Conversations with Frank and Sheila on YouTube. That's Soulful Conversation with Frank and Sheila on YouTube.
Did he really just do that?
That's my radio voice. And so you can check that out. You can see what's happening while we are recording. You can see the microphone just kind of slide into the frame. But it's all good. It's all good. So we do thank you. I want to subscribe to our channel, share our channel.
Check out all of our social media pages, 15 Minutes of Grace, Soulful Conversation.
Go to SheilaBattle.com.
And order the book.
And order 15 Minutes of Grace.
Oh. Cool. So we're doing a vision mapping class.
Oh, yeah.
January the 18th at the Arts Community Center on Hall Street Road. Traditionally, people have and host vision board classes. What we're hosting is a vision mapping class. So what we want you to do is we want you to bring your vision board with you. And we're going to take you through some exercises that help you hone in on one particular area of your vision board and create a path to manifestation. That's the purpose of a vision mapping class. So if you are interested, go to SheilaBattle.com and the registration is $25. It's going to be a ladies' night. We are going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres. We're going to have wine. We're going to have music. It's going to be a beautiful night, but you are going to leave with the next steps that you need to take in order to bring your vision into your reality. It's going to be amazing. We have some awesome facilitators. We'll share more information about who they all are. I actually do know who they all are, but we'll share more information. I'm going to do a separate video about that and maybe even have them come on and share about what they're contributing to the evening. Now, I will be honest with you. The goal of the night is that this becomes a cohort. So what we want to do is walk alongside you for 2019 and help you accomplish as many of your goals as you would to, as the Lord has ordained for 2019. So it's not a once and done. It really is, we're going to walk alongside you. We're going to create this cohort and we're going to create safe community around our dreams, especially for those who have shared their dreams with other people and had them dashed horrifically because people did not have support or encouragement to flourish.
Right.
To flourish. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. You want to be there. But we are done.
We are done. So
We love y'all.
We love y'all. We thank you for watching if you're on YouTube and for listening to us on our Soulful Conversation podcast.
Yes.
Like, share, comment. Let us know what kind of topics you'd like to hear in 2019. God bless all of you, and from the battles, we wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, family. Take care.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.